What's good? It's your boy Hooded Up Tay. Today we're watching Diddy's $1 million hit on Tupac Exposed by Trap More Ross. And this is our first video, you know what I'm saying? The first video I'm actually posting on the channel like this. But for those of you who don't know, Trap More Ross, he does like a real good job on like doing his research and figuring out shit and shit like that. So I'm done talking. Let's go ahead and hop into the video.
Trapmore gang, a lot of people have been wondering when is there finally going to be justice in the case of the murder of Tupac Shakur. It's been talked about endlessly for decades in the hip-hop history, and a lot of people were absolutely blown away when the last living suspect in the 1996 drive-by shooting of Tupac Shakur was actually indicted in Las Vegas on the murder charge. I'm talking about Keefe D, okay? Keefe D, long known to investigators as one of 4 suspects identified early in the investigation. He isn't the accused gunman, but was described as the group's ringleader by authorities in a news conference. He was eventually charged with murder. Even if you helped the person commit the crime, they said that he was the shot caller for the group of individuals that committed the crime, and they want to try and actually have justice for Tupac after these decades have gone by. Now, what's so crazy about this, okay, is the fact that although the article called him the last living suspect, Keefe D has repeatedly claimed that actually there was another suspect. There's another person who's very much living who should be in the case. P. Diddy, the diddler. He's claimed for years, okay, that Diddy actually had $1 million bounty on Tupac.
For one, I don't know if the story is true or not, but I just think it's like crazy that this nigga would even, you know what I'm saying, like go out his way to pay this nigga $1 million because you so scared, bro. You live on the whole other side of the country. You can't be that fucking scared, bro. Ain't no way in hell you that scared, bro.
And that's really why this whole thing went down. Let's refresh our memories on this.
Yeah. And I guess you said that Puffy called and said, "Was that us?" And you didn't say nothing.
I didn't say nothing. Yeah, you're right.
There's also, you go into the book that,
and it's like, bro, niggas need to stop going to Blab, bro. Like, stop going to that nigga, bro. Stop every rapper out there, stop getting money. You know what I'm saying? Getting popping, thinking I gotta go to that nigga to get some money. You know what I'm saying? Get some publicity, bro. Don't do that, bro. Niggas go on there and tell their whole life stories and they get caught up, bro. Stop doing that shit. This nigga 50 some years old, 60 damn near, you know what I'm saying? And then went damn near, what, 30, 20 years, some shit like that. 30, 40 years, some shit like that, without getting caught for this shit. Went to Vlad, and then the case got brought up again. Y'all niggas goofy, bro. You too old to be doing this shit in the first place, bro. Way too old to be doing this shit.
apparently there was supposed to be $1 million that Zip was supposed to bring back, but he ended up keeping the money and buying a nightclub with it.
And these niggas big homie.
The FBI
This
said
the big homie these niggas look up to, bro.
Yeah.
You guys never got any money
Never.
for anything.
Nothing. Not even a pair of Sean John drawers. You know what I'm saying?
So he said that they did it. They did it for Tupac. They did Tupac for Diddy, and he never got the money out of it, but he was supposed to be given a whole bunch of cash. Now, reports have now come out to say that Keefe D's apparent trial has been postponed. Rescheduled for August 2026, the defense has been granted extra time to examine decades of evidence in this iconic case. So let's just take a little look back at what some of this decades-old evidence might actually be, and whether or not Diddy was actually involved in this incident.
I'm gonna do the math for how many years that shit was, bro.
Because basically, all the way back on September the 7th, 1996, this is when Mike Tyson was fighting Bruce Seldon. Okay, and basically this is the highlights of the fight.
Or was it 36?
This is what went down.
1996
right.
or was it 1997?
They were in attendance. Tupac,
94, I mean.
Keefe D, everybody was in Las Vegas for this fight. It was a it was a wild fight. I don't want to get in too much trouble, but this, you know what I'm saying, this is how it all went down. And they have it basically. Just to give you some context, this is the fight. Tupac was there in attendance. Mike Tyson was doing his thing. Okay, right after the fight though, Tupac decided to get his Mike Tyson on, okay? And before everyone gets on my case, okay, Tupac, I call him Tupac. I got an English accent. It's not Tupac. If I was American, I had American accent, I'd probably say Tupac.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit has bothered me the whole time.
But I'm English, I say Tupac. Tupac. If I say Tupac, it doesn't Tupac. That does not make sense. So just for the record. But basically, right after the fight, Tupac Shakur, okay, he decided to try and get his Mike Tyson on. He was with Suge Knight and their whole entourage, and they were basically seen attacking Keefe D's nephew. They were basically trying to get busy outside the fight.
And that's another thing. Like, niggas say all the time from the West Coast, like, Tupac was gang, you know what I'm saying, affiliated. He wasn't necessarily a gang banger himself. Now, when you brown a bunch of gang bangers, you know what I'm saying, you just a normal nigga and you see niggas just doing crazy shit, like, you gonna start doing that shit yourself. Like, shit, Kendrick got a song, The Art of Peer Pressure. Prime example. Nigga don't do nothing like that, you know what I'm saying, real cool guy every other day. But when you with the homies, you different. That's Tupac. And that's a lot of these niggas out here. Niggas just trying to be cool for they homies. Cool because that's what everybody else is doing. Nah, bruh. Get your life together, bruh. Get your life together. Because when your ass go to jail, the niggas gonna be gone somewhere fucking your bitch. Not giving no fucks about you, boy. Like, y'all niggas gotta learn, man.
They had a long-running beef. There were chains that were stolen. Death Row were at war with this other group. And basically, okay, they ended up jumping this guy, Orlando Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip, inside the MGM lobby. And I was there recently. Okay.
Las Vegas MGM Grand Hotel.
I was actually there recently.
Death Row Records co-founder Marion Suge Knight is circled. Rap star Tupac Shakur is nearby. Prosecutors say Knight is seen kicking Orlando Anderson, and that act is the alleged probation violation.
What's that's the
The
fight,
video
bro?
is evidence in Knight's
gonna
probation
show that shit,
revocation
huh?
hearing. Proof the DA's office says Knight detective.
So, you know, there's different versions of the story, all right? And it would be essentially just 2.5 hours after this very ill-guided beating that a fan would end up snapping what would be the final photo of Tupac and Suge in the BMW stopped at a red light. Now, moments
I ain't
after
gonna
this
lie.
image was taken,
I wonder if that nigga got money
obviously
for this shit.
the rest is legend, and we know that that's when shots were fired into the vehicle and Tupac was quickly
for that photo type
wounded.
shit.
He would end up losing his life, and sadly the news would report his death. Oddly, 6 days later, it would take quite some time, but ultimately his fate was sealed, and like I say, moments after this image, it all went down.
Complications from several bullet wounds sustained Saturday night, September 7th. He was 25 years old. Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, the head of his label, Death Row Records. The shots were fired from a Cadillac that drove up alongside Knight's BMW, but police still have no leads on a suspect or motive. Tupac had been on a respirator in the hospital and had 1 lung removed. Here's a look back on a turbulent...
So it was serious, man, and you know there was always a chance he might have survived. You know, there could have been a fluke, there could have been some luck with his health, but unfortunately he didn't make it, and you know that was just a really tragic incident that just really changed hip hop just forever. You know, but to give you a little bit more context as to why.
What's up, rude boy? I answered. Are you in New York, my dude? He asked as soon as he heard my voice. Yeah, I'm in town. I just got back in. Paulie. Wait, Paulie, let's out at Hughes side release. Who the fuck is Paulie? Star me need to chat. Wait, star me. What? Niggas don't know how to. I don't know either. The niggas don't know how to text or what, bro. Star me need to chat to you right away. He said in his thick Jamaican accent. Oh, he Jamaican. Okay, that makes sense. Come by the spot on South Oxford and Clinton Hill. I replied, we'll talk then. All right. Me come soon. So who's this?
Basically,
who's
Diddy
this
might have wanted to put $1 million on Tupac's head. We have to go all the way back to 1994 when Tupac ended up getting shot and survived in this quad studio shooting. Now, just to give you a little bit of background, okay, Dexter Isaac was one of the men who was allegedly called to teach Tupac a lesson, and he would basically describe what went down in this quad shooting in his book From Friends to Enemies, and this is kind of some of the excerpts from the book that were posted to a forum. And basically, just to give the background, okay, Jimmy Henchman, who was obviously an infamous drug... Well, he is an infamous drug kingpin turned music mogul turned back drug kingpin turned jailbird, basically.
Wait, so Jimmy Henchman set the whole thing up? So he the reason why niggas be beefing? Ain't that he the reason why 50 and Ja Rule didn't like each other? I'm just saying, niggas be going crazy, man, on demon time.
To put it lightly, okay, he was definitely in these streets, and he was been involved in the rap game as well as the streets for decades, right? And basically what happened is Jimmy agreed to pay Tupac $7,000 for making a guest appearance on a song for one of Jimmy's artists, Lil Sean. And basically he wanted to give Tupac a check. Tupac wanted cash. Jimmy didn't want to give him a check. And then basically Tupac dissed him. He called him a hoe, a pussy, a bitch. He said, you New York bitches better have my cash when I get there. And if you know Jimmy Henchman, he ain't play. Tupac should have known better than to disrespect Jimmy like that, talking recklessly. Everyone knew Tupac had a big mouth, but now he seriously upset Jimmy. So basically, the hitters, the shooters, the gangsters, they were dispatched to go and teach him a lesson.
And see, nigga got too big for his britches. That's what they say where I'm from. Nigga got too big for his britches. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you gonna go to somebody else's spot and demand your money. I mean, nah, no, don't get me wrong. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get what niggas owe you. But at the same time, you gotta talk. If you want your shit, bro, say it in a respectful way. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you gonna do some shit, then don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. But if you gonna sit here and just go back and forth with the nigga, at least talk to the nigga respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Until you, all right, the nigga, it's that time. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, they were sent over there. They said, you need to go and teach him a lesson. All right, get over there and deal with Tupac. Says here, Jimmy needs you to do a job for him. He wants you to rob the rapper Tupac Shakur and teach him a lesson about respect. So the deal was going to be basically that he got to keep all of the jewelry from the robbery except for the biggest diamond ring. Jimmy wants that as a souvenir, and he'll give you $2,500 to pay your peoples for helping you. They ran down a whole list of the exact jewelry that Pac would be wearing, the value of each, and basically he knew where he'd bought all of this jewelry from. He knew what he had, he knew what he bought, and basically knew everything that was going on. And basically, this is where you start to see, Diddy
Close that
and
back
Biggie
door.
kind of get involved in this situation.
Don't get
This is a
snaked by
situation
your
where,
homie.
you know, Pac basically ended up feeling a certain type of way about Diddy and Biggie, and obviously the Biggie Tupac beef is legendary, and they both ended up losing their lives. They basically explain. When we got off the elevator, Jimmy was right there waiting for us. To my right, I saw Biggie sitting on the sofa talking to Lil C's by the window. To the left up front, I saw Lil Sean behind a glass booth. All the way to my left, I could see Puff Daddy. He was talking to some dude with a dark bronze complexion like his. The dude was a little taller, and I would later find out this was Puffy's mentor and ex-boss, Andre Harrell. How many people know what's about to go down? He knows, Jimmy replied, nodding his head in Puffy's direction. He said Diddy looked him dead in the eye, and that's when I knew he was involved. What Paulie told me, is this real? Yeah, it's all official, Jimmy stressed, but I don't want you to kill him, just rough him up and take his stuff.
Hold on. Just wait a second, bro. Just wait. So you telling me you gonna put your breadwinner who cool with this nigga in a bad situation because of what? For what? This nigga want a ring as a souvenir? He want to teach this nigga a lesson? Cause he want his bread, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, realistically, bro. Realistically. This nigga died for no reason. Biggie died for no reason. And it's like, at first I thought it was pointless, but now it's like, it's even more pointless. Like, what? That don't even make sense, bro. Yeah. This nigga mad at me for not giving him his bread, so I'm gonna have some niggas rob him to teach him a lesson. Oh yeah. Yo, big artist right here. He cool with this nigga, but when he come to see this nigga, I'm gonna have him robbed. And I ain't gonna let this nigga know. But you gonna know. You the manager. You gonna know. You gotta live with that. And all this time, this nigga ain't said nothing. Like, bro, that's wrong as fuck, bro. That's wrong as fuck.
They got a call. Tupac will be here in 15 minutes, and he's got a couple dudes with him. They said, all right, we're ready. Jimmy called again, letting them know that Tupac and his entourage were in the garage around the corner, parking their car, and they'd walk around the corner at any minute. So they pulled up. They ordered Pac and his crew to get the F on the floor right now. They dropped to their knees, but Pac was bucking. He reached for his gun that he had tucked in his waist. JD grabbed his hand, and they both struggled for control. Pac's gun goes off before he can pull it free from his waist, and then JD started pistol whipping Pac in the head, over and over with a .45. When I heard the shot, I crept around the corner to see what was up. Everything is cool, Spunk said. We got this under control, but right at that moment, Lil C's comes riding downstairs on the elevator. When the door opened, I barked at him, get the F back inside and go upstairs. His eyes got as big as a crackhead's who's just finished his first hit. So they stripped Pac of all of his jewelry, and they basically took off, put the guns and the jewels in the stash.
I mean, it may make it seem like Lil Caesar's a hoe in a situation, but then again, he was little at the time. He was a little nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, Junior Mafia was little niggas. He probably ain't had no fire on him, nothing like that. You in a room of grown men, you see a nigga on the ground bleeding out. These niggas waving out big things. Like, you don't know what to do, nigga. I don't want no smoke, big dog. I don't want no smoke. You got it. You got it, my boy.
Stash box and got out of there. It says, after we reached our cars, Paulie approached me and said, "Why did you shoot Pac?" He asked with disappointment spreading across his face. Jimmy called complaining about Pac and his boys come up to the studio all bloody, and Tupac said, "Y'all shot him." Now, this is crazy. I didn't even know this story, right? But it basically says, he said, "Follow me upstairs. I'll show you something." He had all his boys put the guns on the table and empty the magazines. After laying all the bullets on the table, he counted every bullet to Paulie, showing him not one bullet was spent from our weapons. They said Tupac shot himself in the groin with his own gun. The wounds on his forehead came from the pistol whipping JD gave him, and the wound on his hand came from the slide on his gun when he fired it when it was stuck on his waist. It says Tupac went and told everybody he was shot 5 times at close range, which was an outright lie. If we'd shot him 5 times, he would have been dead, and then we would have had to shoot and kill the dudes that were with him too. Why would we shoot him 5 times if we weren't trying to kill him? If we shot him 5 times, we would not have left any witnesses. The mission was not to kill Pac that night. We were there to teach him a lesson for disrespecting Jimmy, and that's what we did. All that crazy stuff about him getting shot 5 times was just acting. People forget the brother was an actor. He should have got an Academy Award for his acting skills. So obviously,
I mean, at the end of the day, niggas still robbed him. Niggas still shot him. You know what I'm saying? With his own shit. I mean, y'all niggas in there trying to rob me with pistols and shit, nigga. Yeah, I'm gonna try to push my I'm gonna try to pull my shit out and push back. You know what I'm saying? So what? I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I think the whole situation is kind of stupid for real. It's dumb. It's the dumb shit. Like, there is no point for them niggas to go and rob this nigga. There's no point of Jimmy Henchman sending these niggas to go rob this nigga or have problems with him, bro. Like that. It's frustrating, bro. It's real frustrating.
Diddy and his crew allegedly being in on it and knowing exactly what was going to happen, there was obviously going to be bad blood. And it sounds like he saw one of the artists associated with Biggie while the robbery was going down. And he kind of knew what was up, basically, right? And so apparently, okay, while Tupac was broke and locked up awaiting trial for his 93 assault case, Suge Knight would publicly show support for Pac and diss Diddy just outright in front of everybody at the 1995 Source Awards. This went down as being legendary. And this was basically throwing shade at Diddy and basically, you know, frontlining it for Pac.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Death Row family on both sides, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We ride with him.
You don't want your managers all in the videos, dancing on the stage.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
So that was a giant diss to Diddy.
And
Diddy
niggas
was the
in New
one
York
who was always
too.
dancing, can't stop, won't stop in the videos, dancing, all of that stuff, okay? Now, this would basically lead Tupac to get out of jail and immediately sign with Death Row Records and get the bond money he needed for his release. And this is the contract that he signed, okay? This is the contract that he apparently signed. He needed money to bail himself out of jail, and Suge Knight came with the infamous Death Row Records napkin contract, a 3-album, $3.5 million contract, but Interscope Records owned Death Row, so to make things official, on October the 4th, 95, Tupac signed a formal contract with Interscope, sealing the deal to work with Death Row. Tupac's bail agreement. In this contract, he's forced us.
Hey, I got a business card from him. When we get there, I had been at Jermaine Dupri's party and I seen Jake. I got a business card from him. It said President of Death Row, Jake, right? I was like, cool. And this dude was bigger than Suge. Suge was big, but Jake was bigger than he was, right? And he was looking for Puff and they was looking for Jermaine and them there. And I didn't see them at their own party. I'm like, where's these guys at? I get over to the Platinum House. They're all in there. So we walk in and it's Jermaine Dupri, his security, Puff with Wolf. And Jake looks in and see these guys, right? I'll never forget that bend over. He looked over, he looked at that door and seeing that they was in there. Came right to the. He went back and got Suge. Suge came back. Boom, 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 boom. He came right in and slapped the out of Jermaine Dupri. Wow! Jermaine ran out the goddamn club. You know, my boy Jermaine. Shout out Jermaine. It was no way he could even compete with that because he slapped his security too. They beat his security.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, bro, them niggas is instantly fired, bro. If I pay y'all niggas to protect me, and y'all let this big motherfucker come and slap me and get y'all ass beat in front of me, or get y'all ass beat and then the nigga slap me, I guess, because y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas are fired. Y'all niggas better not never come back. Don't even ask for your last paycheck, my nigga. You don't deserve it. You're not getting it. You're not getting it, buddy. Take your ass on. Go to welfare.
Supposed to be.
So you got these guys, they're going to war with each other's securities. They're pulling up, securities are slapping people out, people are getting chased through the club. It's no surprise then that this led to a very, very ugly escalation, man.
He protected them. And, oh man, it was a nightmare. And Jermaine ran out, his security ran out. Jake and his birthday. And on his birthday, he got slapped like that. He hit that dude, no, like, he didn't even speak to him. What's up? Bah! Jermaine ran. So then we like, oh, snap.
Damn.
Right? And Puff was standing right there, and he snatched Puff off his feet. It's the first time I ever seen a man dangling in the air off their feet with one hand. Suge had him with one hand and was shaking him. Like, what's up?
Said Suge Knight really had
Bro,
Puff by the neck.
why
and
they
was
make this
shaking
nigga-
him, and you know,
They make this nigga Suge sound like the boogeyman, cause it's like just the bully of the music industry, cause like every story is always something bad. Except this nigga picked him up by his shirt and shaking that nigga like, where your lunch money at, nigga? Where my lunch money at? Like, bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't.
I'm saying, I guess, you know, he must have not been oiled up that night. He managed to get a good grip on him. He was shaking him. The coins probably fell out his pocket, man.
This nigga said he must not have been oiled up that night. Pause.
You've been flying all around the country since you had me go in there and do that thing for you.
Oh, shit.
What's up with Mary J. Blige Publishing? What's up with Josie Publishing? Puff go, yo, Suge, I ain't gonna be your bitch. Grabbed his arm with his right hand, and Suge shook him again. Then Wolf reached over and grabbed him. Wolf was so gangster. He said, boom, Suge ain't going down like this no more. And Puff was enough. And he brought Puff out the air, set him back on his feet. And him and Puff went at it with Suge. They both went at it with him, right? Then Jake reached over and grabbed the two niggas that was sitting at the bar that ain't had nothing to do with it. He grabbed this Jamaican dude, the smallest one. The littlest dude, he grabbed this dude like, ugh! And dude go like this and go, me not no fan of yours. I don't watch television. Jake was like, ooh, we was all like, ooh, he grabbed the live wire. Like, this dude said, you don't watch TV. So he set him back down. We like, whoa.
Shit,
and we,
So apparently, right, after this, while this section of the altercation, it just ended in a little fisticuffs, a little shake around, you know what I'm saying, a little shake it up kind of maneuver. Apparently things did actually escalate once they got outside of the club in a very, very sad way. The fight ended. They left the venue, and apparently it was at this point that a lone gunman actually ran up and ended up shooting Big Jake, who was, you know, Suge Knight's close friend, who was rolling with them at the night. And apparently Suge avoided getting hit by using Diddy quite literally as a human shield.
we like, nah. Let them niggas fight it out. So we went up, we had a room upstairs, and then we just shoot dice in there. We go up there, and it was Suge, Puff, Wolf, and Jake with V walked into the room. We stood out, let them go in, and held the door down where everybody was watching. And all you can hear was boom, 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 boom. They was in there fighting like a motherfucker. And all of a sudden, V opened the door, and there goes Suge and Puff standing there like this, hugged up. We like, oh, these niggas worked that out. They worked that stuff. They was like, quick. And we all came down. We came out the club. It was like the beef was squashed. We came down the dance floor, and we were walking out the Platinum, and it had a little atrium. And I'll never forget, because I could see it, the tour bus across the street. We standing there, Suge's in front of, with Puff, they walking to the limo, hugged up. Jake and Wolf is walking behind them. All of a sudden, somebody started shooting across the street, and I knew Mark was at the front of the gates. Yeah, I'm like, I'm at the front. I know he was up there strapped. And I'm like, who the fuck is out there shooting across the street? And I can see the dude just busting, bop, 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 bop. And the security ran. The Atlanta PD ran that we paid to protect us from unwanted attacks and shit. When soon as that dude started shooting, the cop ran. I'm like, oh, first one. We in trouble. The cops ran. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, the dude just came out of nowhere. While everybody was looking that way, this dude came out of nowhere and flashed like the Flash and spent, and he touched Jake with that gun. I never seen that shit before. Them New York niggas is the coldest killing niggas I ever seen in history. They killed that play. They were called the play for the overlay. They started shooting across the street to make everybody look. We looked. The dude came out of nowhere and just touched Jake. And Jake was about 400 pounds. He hit him like, what, 4 times, 7 times?
5.
I mean, he just kept shooting, just touching him. Bop, bop, bop. But the whole time he was looking at Suge like, you next, nigga. And we like, oh, and I'm standing right behind him. We like, it's happening so fast. And then he pulled out on Suge to blast Suge. And I thought it was a girl because it was screaming like a girl.
It could have been 2 times because when I looked, I seen him had Puff. That's when he had Puff in that chokehold.
So he's saying he had Puffy in a chokehold, low key, protecting himself.
Jake was doing that. The reason why, just imagine, if the girl was in front of, why he wouldn't have let the girl have it too? If he just finished doing what he was doing, if it was a girl, and that was all that was protecting him at that time, she would have got it too that night. He couldn't do it. That's why he grabbed somebody he couldn't shoot at. That's why he looking at him like, yo, this should have been you, but I can't get you right now, but I got him.
To let you know.
Yeah, but letting you know.
That's why he looked at him like that.
That's why he was looking, because he couldn't do nothing to it because Puff was right there.
So hold on. So then he drew down on Suge to give it to him, and Suge snatched Puff up.
Yeah, that's when he.
And that's when they wouldn't shoot.
With that tan linen suit on.
And then he backed, because they was going to the limo, then they backed up to the back door. We go back into the back door to the club.
That's when he.
Then he snatched the girl.
Yeah. That's when he was running crazy. Remember he was like, oh shit.
I know I was running. I don't know. All I know is they started shooting. It was like slow-mo camera, like it's like your whole life flashed before your eyes.
Yeah, but when he was shooting, I knew he wasn't gonna shoot me because I told you I used to see him all the time. Like I used to be the one that served him his, crystals every night. So when he was shooting, it let me know that I could actually look at it because I said he's not going to shoot me. He's shooting somebody else. So I was able to sit there and look like this and go, wow.
Yeah. I've never seen it.
It's crazy, man. It's actually a crazy story. Now, later on, they would also open up basically that Diddy himself, the slippery character he is, he denied all involvement in this hit. But Suge and the Pyrus, they blamed Diddy, and they vowed revenge after Big Jake died at the hospital that night, man.
Well, dudes, so when I got around that corner and seen Jack down there and V, Jake trying to bring him back, Suge and Puff was like right here.
Right there, over to the right.
And Puff kept going, man, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Suge was like, it's going to be all right. Tell your kids it's going to be all right. Tell your mom it's going to be all right. Then he like slaps Puff again. Wow! He hit that nigga so hard and so fast, you ain't had time to react. I felt sorry for Puff. Man. Because he kept trying to explain that he was innocent, that he ain't had shit to do with this. He said, sure, there you go, man. I ain't got shit to do with this, man.
He's like, what you mean you ain't got nothing to do with this?
He was like, it's going to be all right, though, Suge. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Then I was like, you know what? This nigga dying. The ambulance is taking forever. I said, in Detroit, we got to play. Let's throw this nigga car and take him to the hospital. Right down the street. So load him up and take him. So we go to load up Jake, and the police drew down on us. I said, y'all motherfuckers gonna draw down on us after we try to save a black man's life. But it's when the dude was shooting across the street, y'all ran. Y'all supposed to run to the action instead of running from the action, but y'all gonna drive down on us after we try to save this man's life.
Got bad. They broke bad.
So they made us wait for the ambulance to come. We waited. So it was like all of us while we was there. Then the 4 guys came. They were like the X-Clan, or I thought they were like the
X-Clan, man. It looked like them because they had the African, the African stuff.
Very glorious.
It looked just like the X-Clan.
They were like, yo, another black man shot dead in the streets. Is what they said. They jumped out, was like, and they walked up and they seen Suge, was like that. They seen Puff, was like, they seen Dallas, they seen Jermaine. They were like, hey man, we trying to get to where y'all at, and y'all out these streets, y'all trying to get to the streets where we at. Why every time we see y'all, we see death?
Every time we see y'all, we see nothing but death.
And we was like, oh snap, right? And then Suge was kept going, it's gonna be all right, Suge.
They kept going back.
They were going back and forth.
It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right, bitch. Right? And then the police were saying when they seen it with Suge and Puff, the police sent.
So look, all right, this really just was a messed up situation, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this a 2-part video. But from what I'm hearing so far is when I first said that he couldn't have been that scared, maybe that nigga was. Cause I ain't gonna lie, they making this nigga Suge sound like the boogie man. Ooh, said he was slapping the shit out of niggas. Picked this nigga up by his shirt and shook him. I don't know about you. I don't know about y'all. But as a grown man, if a nigga pick me up by my shirt and shakes me, you gotta go. I'm sorry, bro. You gotta go, bro. And you really disrespected a nigga manhood. Like, you gonna pick me up by my shirt and shake me as a grown ass man? As a grown ass man? Ah, yeah, niggas don't take me serious. Niggas don't take me serious. Niggas must think this just a game. No, it's not. But yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a 2-part video. Actually, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if y'all want another part. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to see the second part of this video or not. But without further ado, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay dressed, and peace.